Like, I did, very much so. The guy replied to my comment about it being rhetorical, and please don't spoil it, with the spoiler. He literally replied to the comment saying, don't do this, with it. Yeah, and I was like, that's just, why, man? Just why? Anyways, personas. Let's equip Verdandi here. So Amon-Ra and Verdandi are their ultimate ones, so those ones are working on theirs. As for these guys, he needs 9 more, was it? Yeah, he needs like 9 more persona levels. He needs 7 more, and he needs 4 more. So we got some more grinding to do for those 3. They're just way behind. Like, I was just seriously under-leveled for the end of the game, clearly. Alright, so what do we got here? Keep doing your fire damage. You can use media now to start leveling that up. Use that. You can actually switch to that. And that. Alright. Alright, rank 2 already. Alright, so 2 out of the 5 have the personas that we want on them. And 3 of them just need a crap ton of levels. Alright, we use physical attacks for these guys. I will say right now, like I said, Ghost of Tsushima I'm gonna play just because it's a new game that I want to play. But as far as like what game to play after Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I'm leaning towards just sticking with the Xeno series and just keep doing Xeno until we're done with it. So like, I'm leaning towards Xenogears as my next game at the moment, and just like I want to just complete the whole franchise basically. Which would mean we beat Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and then we play Xenogears, then Xenosaga 1, 2, and 3. Which, like, how long are those games even? Let's check while we're waiting on the game to play itself over here. That's one thing about this auto battle is like I pretty much just get into the fight, make sure they're doing the right choice of actions, and then just let it go. So lots of time to talk and Google and plan. So Xenoblade Chronicles, according to How Long to Beat, the main story is 50.5 hours. I spent considerably more time than that. Let's see. I didn't just do the main story though. I did most of the quests and stuff. Go to my YouTube real quick. So each of my episodes on YouTube is about 30 minutes. I've got 209 YouTube videos for that one. So I'm like at 104 hours-ish. I don't know. I had to boot up the game to actually see what the actual time is. But way more than what How Long to Beat says. But then How Long to Beat says for completion it says 130. So I'm under that. Nanjo's still leveling up. That's good. Some of the older ones haven't aged well. But I've been hearing people tell me about how good Xenogears is for so long, it's just really time that I try it out, you know? Let's go over here to this shrine so people can get their SP healed. That's one thing, these new personas cost a lot more on the SP side, so we gotta be careful about that. Oh, I forgot about Xenoblade Chronicles X too. We gotta play X at some point. Verdandi level 3, so she got Recarm, cool. Good morning, buddy.
Hi.
Yeah, what's up? You wanna be on the stream? Come here. Oh, here's my little boy. Say hi, Leo.
Hi.
Yeah, you got there. It's the camera. What's up?
Daddy,
What?
I love you.
I love you too, buddy.
That I did this morning.
Yeah. Mommy's in the other room. Can you shut my door?
Yeah.
Thank you. Xenoblade Chronicles X. Maybe we should play those before the old ones. Maybe we should do Xenoblade Chronicles X next. I'll have to bring the Wii U in here. Xenogears, according to How Long to Beat, is 56 hours for the main story. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is logged in at 65, so we probably have a while before we have to make this decision, honestly. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is like... So, Xenoblade Chronicles 1, according to How Long to Beat, the main story is 50 and a half hours. For 2, it's 65. For completionist for part 1, it says 130. For part 2, it says 261, literally double. And I think a lot of that's probably going to be down to the way that these rare blades work. Like, trying to get the rare blades would probably be insane if you want to get them all. Because it seems like they're extremely rare blades, you know what I mean? I don't know how much that stays true. Maybe later it'll be easier to get them. But, what else is there? Oh, also, there's Torna. We still have to do Torna the Golden Country too, which is also apparently like 20 hours to beat that. So we got a lot of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 left. We're probably going to be playing it for at least another month before we make the switch, so it's not like we really have to make this decision anytime soon. But Xenogears, it looks like it says 56 for the main story, about 81 if you're a completionist. I don't know, I've never played it. But I think maybe in Xenoblade Chronicles X it says 68 and a half for the main story. And 272 for your completionist. It actually has the longest completionist time of the series. I've heard Xenoblade Chronicles X is a really, really big open world, basically. I don't know, but we'll find out. What about Xenosaga? Xenosaga 1, only 40 hours. 60 for completionist. 2, 29, 50. And 3, 35, and 54. What's up, bud? Okay, close my door, bud. So my son's awake, so we're probably gonna have some frequent interruptions at the moment. But we're just grinding, so I'm not really worried about it this morning. This is kind of an informal, casual stream to just finish Persona 1, so you'll have to excuse the randomness. This isn't even a planned stream. I just really want to get Persona 1 taken care of. We've been dragging the end of this game for over a month thanks to Xenosaga. So, if we stick with the Xeno series, with all of those totals, we'll be playing Xenosaga for the next couple, Xenogears, Xenosaga, Xenoblade for the next couple months probably, if we go with that decision. And man, what will we do when it's done? It'll be like, oh, no more Xeno. Although I'm sure they'll make a Xenoblade Chronicles 3 sometimes in the next year or so, right? Have they announced anything about that? I'm curious. Let's see. Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Let's see, there's an article. No? Is there anything about Xenoblade Chronicles 3? Not really. I don't think they've announced anything. I'm sure they'll make it at some point. I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition did well, I think. It's gonna take forever to level these guys up to get these personas. This is insane. I think once if the main characters get their ranks on their personas up, I think I might just have them stop fighting in battle so that the other guys get the XP. Let's see. Agidyne's still his best one for now. Media is still her best, alright. So I did a like 10 or 11 hour stream Friday night of the new Paper Mario The Origami King. Honestly, I was kind of disappointed in it. Just sad. I think it's better than Sticker Star and Color Splash, but that's about all I can say about it. I don't think it's nowhere near Thousand Year Door or the original. I think Super Paper Mario is better than it too. Honestly, I didn't like it that much. It was okay, you know. It wasn't bad. The combat system was interesting with the puzzle, like moving the rings around thing. I didn't really like the boss battle system that much. And the biggest problem for me though is the characters. We made it all the way through the first two bosses in the first streamer. Like, so basically, in the other, like say like Thousand Year Doors, you have to get like the 7 crystal stars or whatever it is. In this one, there's 5 streamers wrapped around Princess Peach's castle, which are like the collectibles, right? Like, we finished 2 dungeons and got the red streamer done before we even got a party member, unless you count the Origami Princess, who just kind of follows you around, isn't actually in the party, and just talks, right? It wasn't until like the 5th zone or something, as we're, you know, when we're working on getting to the blue streamer, which is the 2nd streamer, that we actually got a party member who is a Babam, who has amnesia. So his name is just Babam. The princess calls him Bobby. And his story is that he has amnesia. And his personality is kind of lazy, honestly. Like, so far his contributions to the party have been not wanting to do things, getting lost and us having to go find him, falling, so we have to go chase after him and find him, when we're in combat, you can't give him orders. He doesn't fight like Mario does. In fact, Mario will do all the work moving things around. He'll do his attacks, and then Babam will be like, and he'll wander over and hit one guy, and then he lays down. And then the next round, he's asleep, and he ends up not contributing the following round. So like literally every 2 rounds, he does 1 attack on 1 character. It's all he does. He doesn't give you any abilities outside of combat. Like, you know, like in Thousand Year Door, each of your party members gave you an ability. Like Coop, you could throw a shell. The Goombella, you could tattle on enemies to get information about them. The Bomb party member, you could blow things up. The Bomb doesn't do any of that. The only thing he's done out of combat is one of the temples to get in, we had to step on 2 pressure plates at the same time, and the princess floats, so she can't step on one. So we had to get the Bomb to step on the pressure plate. And then he didn't even go into the dungeon because he was like, I don't want to fight a boss. So he just stayed outside, and the whole dungeon he wasn't even there. So he contributed even less than normal, and he's not even that funny. And I'm like, this is the only party member I've gotten in the first 10 hours of the game. I'm almost 2 out of 5 streamers down, and we have no other party members. And like, the script's okay, but it's not as good as some of the other Thousand Year Door ones. So I'm just disappointed. I didn't get hardly any viewership from it either, which doesn't help my opinion of it. Not that's my fault though, not the game's fault. But like, I don't know. I just after 10 hours of it, I found myself not really enjoying it that much, so I ended the stream early. I was planning on doing 16 hours, but I stopped at 10. I wasn't really that tired. I was just mostly, I don't know, it was dragging. I don't even know if I'm gonna finish it on the stream. I'll probably finish it off stream. I don't know if I can like give the enthusiasm necessary to stream the game. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't think Thousand Year Door is a fair comparison because Thousand Year Door is an amazing game. That's fair, but I don't know. I have issues with the game so far. I think it's better. It's a lot better than Color Splash and Sticker Star, which are the last two Paper Marios we've gotten. So it's a step in the right direction. I think it is a step in the right direction. I just don't like it that much. It's sad. I want to keep playing it just to see if it gets better, you know? Like maybe the next couple party members we get will actually be party members. I'm wondering at this point if you ever actually really get party members or if bombs contribution is all you really get. Because of the way that the combat system works, where you rotate the rings and then Mario does multiple attacks, I don't think that you're actually going to get party members in this game. I think it's just going to be Mario. And they've stripped all the RPG elements out of the game. The only thing you get is every now and then you get max HP increases, and that also seems to affect how much damage you do a little bit. So the more max HP you get, you do slightly more damage. And you can get better weapons, which are kind of like in Breath of the Wild, they break after a while. But you can just buy them, and you have ridiculous amounts of money, so you can get better weapons. And it's just Mario so far. You get summons that the princess can use under certain situations, which are almost like just win buttons. But I don't know. I'm just not thrilled with it right now. Like a lot of the things that I loved about Thousand Year Door and Super Paper Mario and the original, it's either doesn't have them or it's less so. It copied some things from Sticker Star and Color Splash. Like in Color Splash, you were always splashing paint on like places that were missing paint to restore them. In this one, you're throwing confetti on places that are like holes. So that's kind of the same mechanic. In Sticker Star, you were constantly like saving toads by ripping them off of walls and stuff. And in this one, you're finding toads that have been folded up. So you kind of still have that mechanic. So it's got a couple things from the newer ones, but not the bad parts of the newer ones. I'll give it that, at least. Oh, what am I? I'm attacking these guys with magic like a doofus. So I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. When's Brown up to? He needs 54, right? Only 51. So he needs 60, he needs 59, he needs 54. So he's at 52, 53, 51. Grind, grind, grind. Now, on the other hand, I did start a Thousand Year Door playthrough before Origami King came out, just because I was in the Paper Mario mood, more or less. I should finish that one at some point, just because that game is awesome. A lot of the RPG playthroughs I do on here are blind. Like, I've never played them before. Like this one, I've never been at the end of this game before, right? But Thousand Year Door obviously is like an exception to that, because I've beaten that a couple times. I even know where most of like the star shards or whatever are. So that's a very different kind of playthrough for me on here, because it's like, oh yeah, hidden behind that building, another star shard. I'm just gonna go over there and grab that, you know? It's like, I know that game pretty well. That's kind of like when I play like Zelda games in here. Like I've beaten them so many times. Back when I did my stream, back at the beginning of Twitch, like almost a decade ago, I used to do a Zelda marathon every year, where I'd just be like, let's beat all the Zelda games. Because Zelda's one of my favorite series. I should do that again sometime. It doesn't take that long. Zelda games aren't really long games. You know? And I say all of them. I don't do all of them. Like, I don't play like the CDI ones and stuff. I don't really consider those Zelda games. Breath of the Wild would take a while. I've only beaten Breath of the Wild once. I've never streamed Breath of the Wild, really, I don't think. Burning Spear. If I could get a persona that was like strong or even absorbed or reflected ice, that would be amazing actually for the final boss, considering that's her big attack. But I don't know. It's not super easy to experiment with getting different personas in this game. The fusion mechanic is, I mean, it was the first one, right? So it's a little clunkier than the other ones. I think I'm perfectly happy to just do these levels, grab these personas, and I'm sure we'll be strong enough, because after this many levels in an RPG like this, you've got to be strong enough, right? I actually, when I started this, I did not expect me to need to get this many levels to equip these personas, honestly. Actually, it kind of feels like overkill. But we're not doing anything else this morning, right? So yeah, my wife's gonna be on here tonight with our normal Sunday 8 to midnight stream. She's playing through Chrono Trigger blind for the first time. She doesn't know anything about Chrono Trigger. She doesn't know she doesn't know what's about to happen in the story or anything. She just beat Magus and got thrown back into the past for the second time, like the prehistoric era. If you've ever played Chrono Trigger and know the story. Like, I think she was still under the impression that Magus was the one that caused Lavos and that defeating him would be the thing to do, right? But obviously her new trip to the prehistoric era might change her opinion of that. Starting to wonder if I should start heading towards the end of the game to see if the end of the dungeon, to see if there's some stronger enemies on like the final floor that we can level on a little bit faster. Although we'll be leaving the safety and comfort of the save point and healing shrine, it might still be worth it. So why don't we heal up our SP, save the game, and head down to the final boss room. See what, I think there's some like level 70 monsters down there. We'll have to come back up here to equip the new personas when we get high enough level though. So have you played the new Ghost of Tsushima game, Echo, or watched anybody else play it? I've been avoiding watching it because I want to play it myself, so I don't know much about it, but I have heard people compare it to like less of like a Souls kind of combat and more like I've heard people compare it to The Witcher, like open world and the fighting and everything. I don't know. I've literally been avoiding watching it, so I don't know much about it, but I am very interested in playing it. Haven't really played a game like that on the stream recently, but it is the type of game that I like. So I generally play RPGs most of the time, but you know, I like action games like Dark Souls and Witcher, and we're gonna play Cyberpunk when it comes out because I'm just not gonna not play Cyberpunk, right? I feel like everybody should play Cyberpunk. Let's head down to the boss and see what the enemies are like down here. Maybe we can grind faster down here.
Help me!
Here goes! Persona! Do it to it! Go.
Yeah, I think the monsters down this way are going to be faster leveling for us.
Help me!
Rank 5! Azure Cessation. Alright, we're going to be changing her thing up, I think.
Persona! My move. Persona!
Alright, let's switch her to the new Azure Cessation, I think. Maybe we just keep her healing. Let's just keep her healing, actually, that's fine.
Persona!
We don't need her attacking.
Persona!
Leave it to me! Do it to it! What? Here goes!
Is this healing them? It is.
Persona!
What's up? Ow! Ah!
Alright, let's see. Is that? Is that?
Help me!
Freaking panic.
No jolt!
Oh man. Come on, guys.
Let's get funky!
What are these physical attacks on these guys? Can we analyze them? Yeah, we've not fight these guys before. Alright, let's just do weapons. I think that'll work out better. That'll be fine. Sorry about. Have I played any Trails game? I have all of the Trails games. I think I have Trails in the Sky. Oh, sorry, I have Trails in the Sky, and I have Trails in the Trails of Cold Steel 1 for both of them. I think we have Trails in the Sky 2. My wife has beaten Trails in the Sky 1.